Hi, I'm Sarah. Welcome to my channel, Can Sarah DIY It? I'm so excited that you decided to watch my video. Today I'm going to do a tiered tray, which I've never done before, but I've always wanted to. A lot of this stuff is from Dollar Tree, and then I also went to my local craft store, but I gotta tell you, I went and dug through my stash because I've just bought things over the years. And of course I've got stuff from Amazon. So I hope you enjoy what you see, and if you feel motivated to, please subscribe. I am just a little tiny baby channel and I'd love to grow and become part of the DIY community on YouTube. It would be amazing. I hope you like my patriotic balloons behind me. I promise I'll get better at the intros. But for now, let's get into it. Our first DIY is actually 2-in-1. We took this wooden sign from the Dollar Tree. It has a star on the front, and I went ahead and flipped it over and I painted the inside, just the walls of the inside, because we're going to be covering up the bottom with some paper straws. You may have seen this before. I was inspired by DIY with Amber Strong. Her channel's really cute. She's got some great farmhouse ideas. As you can see, the one in the background, I made that one just for my house, and I ended up seeing this really cute frame at the Dollar Tree, and I picked it up and I said, I gotta do this one. So here I am, inspired by Amber, and I'm gonna go for it. I did 2 coats of white chalk paint by Folk Art. Then I start cutting the straws. I did 2 inches for the blue, 2 1/4 inches for the red and white stripe for the upper section of the flag. You can see as I'm placing these, I'm being really careful to try and line them up so that the stripes are working together so it doesn't look random, it looks intentional. I just loved the way that these looked, even though they're not in a straight line and looking exactly like an American flag. It really worked for me. Just as an aside, the bottom straws that are going the full span need to be cut the full width of the interior dimensions. Once you've flipped it over, go ahead and put 2 coats of white chalk paint by Folk Art. So for this entire video, I've been using the red and blue, these acrylic paints. I don't have a ton of them, but it was the only thing I had in the red and the blue that I wanted to use for this particular project. So these are the colors I'm using. The other color is white, and that one obviously is the Folk Art chalk paint. Your girl forgot to hit record for the next part of this DIY. Basically, I taped off the other 2 sections and attempted to do some red and white stripes. Didn't turn out great. Don't love it. This is like the redheaded stepchild of the group, but I'm still gonna put it on my tiered tray. I love, love, love these little square containers that I can sort out my beads and my jute in. They come in a pack of 2 from the Dollar Tree. I found them in the organization section. Now, getting down to it, Arteza sells these wood slices. They've got bark on the edge, and they've got a little hole punched in them. You can make them into ornaments and all kinds of fun things. I do a lot of crafts with my daughter with these, and I thought, what a perfect little end piece for my garland. Of course, I made a tassel. I didn't demonstrate how to do it. If you don't know how to make a tassel, comment below and I'm happy to do a demo on that. I do happen to make the tassel, soak the tassel in water, and then brush it with one of those detangling brushes and then hang it to dry, and I end up getting a really perfect tassel. Now, I did do a little wedge of the wood round in blue, and now I'm just doing some red stripes, red and white stripes. I'm just going along with the theme, but I'm gonna cover it with some gold rub-ons from the Dollar Tree. I've been doing red, white, blue, and gold across the board, and I just love it. I'm using my heat gun. I don't know if you've noticed that I've used it throughout the video. It literally dries the paint in seconds versus having to wait for 30 minutes or an hour for your paint to dry. It is amazing. When I put the beads on, I usually will tape one end so that it's easy to thread them through. Painter's tape to the rescue yet again. I think this particular DIY turned out super pretty. I took an SVG file that I had purchased from the Silhouette store. It is a sparkler and it's 2 parts. So I stenciled the sparkler stick in blue. I let that dry, and then I went ahead and put the next piece of the sparkler, which is the sparkly parts, on top, and I stencil that in the red color. When you take that apart, it just, on the galvanized metal, it is so cute. By the way, how cute is this little galvanized house? I found these at the Dollar Tree and was like, hello. I also got some mason jars, super excited to craft with those. This one was a little bit of an adventure. I filled the holes and wiped them off so I could immediately start painting. I did 2 coats of chalk paint in white from Folk Art. Then I started weeding out my stencil. It is an SVG file that I purchased from Silhouette. I know that a lot of people use Cricut. I have a Silhouette, but I recently purchased a Cricut and I'm excited to start playing with it and also give you guys my feedback on which I prefer. Now, I have been using the Silhouette for a few years now, so I'm a lot more comfortable with it. You can purchase this SVG and use it as a stencil like I'm doing here. There are a lot of little pieces, but it's basically a dandelion with stars. So I thought it worked as a firework. So you're gonna place that on the arrow, which I have now turned into a house. Pro tip here, people, to turn an arrow into a house, you simply point the arrow upwards. Genius. This is a new transfer tape that I found on Amazon. I really like it so far. I'm gonna try and use it on a few more projects before I officially say it's something great. So give me a little time and then I'll link it for you. Once you've got it on there, I like to take painter's tape and cover any areas that I might get some paint on just accidentally. So, and then I take my little dauber. These things are adorable. I buy them by like the 100 pack on Amazon. They are very useful. These are rub-on transfers from the Dollar Tree, and I gotta tell you, I thought I had to use a scraper, but you don't. You can just use your finger and rub it on and they just go on right away. Right now I'm putting on a thin layer of Mod Podge, and I'm taking the blue star confetti that I had from a job I did like 6 months ago. I just had it left over, and I'm sprinkling it on, trying to make the firework and the night sky. I'm just trying to make a certain vibe. And I was trying to go for like sort of an ombre or like a cluster to, you get the vibe. I'm trying to go like more on the top, less on the bottom. I'm not sure if I fully accomplished what I was going for, but I'm pretty happy with the end result. You tell me, what do you think? I probably could have faded out a little bit more, but I kind of like it. So thank you so much for tuning into this video. I'm so glad that you watched it. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that maybe you got some interesting ideas or tips, tricks, that kind of thing. What I'd really love to know is what you'd like to see in the future. Do you want to see me do more arts and crafts type things? I have some ideas coming up that are going to be pretty dope, but please comment below and let me know if you're interested in any of the following things. Do you want to see me do balloon tutorials? Because I know how to do balloons. Do you want me to do any knitting, crochet, or needle art tutorials? Do you want me to do any home decor tutorials? I have to do my craft room organization. It's really an ongoing struggle because I do every craft. I would love to show you my workout room. It's basically just a craft room with a treadmill in it. Okay. I'm just really thrilled to be doing this. I think it's fun, and it's kind of forcing me to start and finish projects. Is that I'm really good at starting. I always say that I have start-itis. I love to start projects, but I don't always finish them. So yeah, this is good for me. I just want to say thank you to all of my subscribers, all 19 of you. Thank you so much for your support. I can't wait to read your comments. I will, of course, respond to any comment left to me. Super excited about getting a comment. And yeah, have an awesome week, right? My daughter's last week of school. Oh, yeah. I'm going to enjoy this week. All right. Bye.